Jai Hind, this is Brigadier Hemant Mahajan. We carry out another review of important activities that have taken place in and around India, which has an effect on India's national security. The first issue that I would like to focus upon is the ongoing Hamas and Israel war. A lot of lessons have emerged from there, which we need to study and understand in India and prepare accordingly. The first important lesson is that it is very important to keep on carrying out a continuous analysis of enemy's strength, his weapons, his equipment, his intentions, his manpower strength, etc., so that we are prepared for any of the contingencies. In this case, Israel had failed to assess the capability of Hamas and it overestimated its own capability. Next is enemy will always use innovative methods to surprise you. Our enemies are Pakistan, China. Our enemies are illegal Bangladeshi migration, terrorists, their supporters, Nakshals, their supporters, and many others who don't want India to progress. So what we have to understand is that various innovative tactics that are being used all over the world, we should study that and be ready to counter it. The Hamas had carried out a long-term training. Hamas had practiced things on ground. Hamas had acquired technology. So therefore, this was not understood properly by the intelligence agency of Israel. They kept touch with the technology. They kept touch with human intelligence. Lot of intelligence was gathered by them. All this was not understood properly. Now today the war is continuing, and most important lesson that we learn from here is while technology is important, but it is the man who handles technology is equally important or more important, because whatever is coming on the CCTV camera, if you do not regularly analyze it, the CCTV camera is of no use to you. We are uh, we have China and Pakistan as our enemies, so we have to keep on carrying out an analysis as to what they are likely to do in the near future. Next issue that I would like to speak upon is India's is that lasting peace should not ensure that we do not carry out military preparation. The best way to lasting peace is carrying out regular military preparations, building up deterrence level, building up the level of our technology and everything else, so that we are protected both internally and externally. We have to keep on preparing ourselves at all times. The most important challenge that we face as a country is how do we remain alert 24 hours a day, uh, uh, 48, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year? Okay. The next issue pertains to central agencies. Just a second. Sorry for the break. There was a disturbance in between. The central agencies have reported that 70 terrorists have supposed to have entered our country via the Nepal border. We need to we need to ensure that they are caught as early as possible. Nepal border is quite porous, and we should ensure that nobody comes from there. India has ramped up its border defenses with respect to the drones because drones have been used very effectively by the Hamas. Okay. Cross-border firing continues along the international border in Jammu. We need to keep on improving our security apparatus is the message which Sri Rajnath Singh gave when he spoke to the security forces. As per the DGP of Kashmir Police, only 10 youth have joined militancy in 2023. General Manoj Pandey, the army chief, has said that we have to remain proactive, we have to remain self-reliant to keep India safe. We have to focus on improving our air defenses. This is what Sri Rajnath Singh told our top IF commanders. The Indian Army has foiled infiltration bid along the LOC in Kupwara, in which five terrorists have been killed on the LAC. India may send arms and ammunition to Armenia is a news that is coming up in the newspapers. Land warfare will remain the most important form of warfare as far as India is concerned. This is what the army chief has said. The Kiran aircraft, which is a trainer aircraft which is used by the Indian Air Force, had a malfunctioning. Two of its fuel tanks came out. They have been recovered. The USA has expressed concern over Chinese reckless aerial maneuver over the South China Sea. Now let's come down to some important topics with regard to Chinese multi-domain war. China is trying to catch up with USA and Russia as far as guided missiles are concerned. China has sacked its missing defense minister Li Shangzhu without any explanation. China has a tradition of sacking people who are not, let's say, toe the line of the Chinese Communist Party or toe the line of Xi. Denmark has said that it has been very naive as far as China is concerned, and it wants to decouple from China. China and Australia relationship is expected to improve a bit because Australian Prime Minister is likely to visit China shortly. However, China is preparing its defenses, However, Australia is preparing defenses against China simply because while it wants to be friends with China, but it is going to be ready for all contingencies that may take place, and China is definitely inimical as far as Australia is concerned. USA is improving its defenses in this area. Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister of United Kingdom, has told his police to carry out more arrests as far as the pro-Palestinian rallies are concerned, because a lot of violence had taken place during these rallies, and now the British government has decided to crack down upon them. The United Kingdom Navy has used to have Chinese servants who used to come on their naval ships carrying out various jobs. However, now the Navy has decided that the Chinese servants will not be allowed on the UK ships. As far as the corporate world is concerned, a lot of corporate world is moving out from Hong Kong because they find that the policies are not up to the mark there. The Chinese domination there is increasing. The Chinese keep on twisting their arms. So many in the corporate world who had their offices in Hong Kong are wanting to come out, which is a good news for India. Now, many people in the Western world have realized that their liberal policies is creating a problem for them simply because lot of illegal migrants have come from Africa, from Middle East, etc., who are flooding Europe and increasing radicalization in Europe, which creates a danger as far as European security is concerned. So therefore, they have decided to tighten their illegal migration act. The next issue pertains to uh, Israel and Hamas conflict. Israel troops are going briefly inside Gaza, carrying out raids on known targets, trying to destroy the command and control elements of the Hamas. Israel is now fighting a six-front war. It is fighting with Hamas. It is fighting on the Jordan front, it is fighting on the Syrian front. So therefore, it is very, very busy. The Israeli Navy has claimed that Hamas divers were trying to infiltrate into Israel from the south and they have been able to stop it. The Israel-Hamas war has very clearly brought out the formidable power of the narrative, formidable power of the social media. So both Hamas as well as Israel is engaged in a big way as far as the social media war is concerned. And the last and the most important issue that I want to talk about now is the tunnel warfare. Today, I think is nearly 2 weeks are over as far as the Israel-Hamas war is concerned. The Israel ground offensive has yet not started. One of the main reasons why the offensive is not started because of the tunnel defenses which have been constructed by Hamas underground. They're supposed to be 500 kilometers long, about 29 to 30 meters below. So the standoff weapons of the Israeli army are not very useful here. So therefore, a ground offensive is required. While Israel had many technologies by which it can seal tunnels, by which it can put gas inside. However, it is the hostages which Hamas is still holding, and the number is supposed to be between 150 to 180, which is stopping Israel from taking very big measures against the tunnel defenses. So therefore, this war is prolonging. The war is likely to increase. The USA aircraft carriers have also come inside, but as it stands now, nobody knows as to which direction will the war turn. So therefore, we have to remain on our toes, keep on carrying out regular analysis, and ensure that our oil security or energy security is not disturbed by this Israel-Hamas war. I'll stop here. Thank you and Jai Hind. I stopped at 12:53. तो बात वाला काटना पड़ेगा आपको. Okay.